Am I live again? Let's see. If this works this time and anyone's actually watching this replay, I am so sorry. I'm assuming it's my internet now because my husband got kicked off too. So, let's see if I can get some people back. Telling you what. All right, well, I'm getting some people back. Let me know you're here. And we're going to see if I can make sure. It has to be the internet. The internet is the only thing I can think of. I have done... At first I thought it was Facebook, but apparently it's not Facebook. Apparently it's me. Or my internet. And anyone that watches my lives and shops with me knows the struggles I've had with my internet, and that I have done a lot and pay a lot to try to not have internet issues. But the joy, it does. It hates me. It hates me. It absolutely hates me. So, hopefully it'll work this time. Hopefully it'll work. And I can see the number up there. So, we're going to see how long that lasts. And as soon as Erica and Dawn are on, I will get started. Usually we have internet problems about the time of night that like everybody gets on, but usually this time of night I'm okay. But apparently not. Apparently not. And it looks like I'm pretty fuzzy too. It looks like I'm fuzzy. Are y'all here? Hello? Okay. Hey, Erica. All right. So, well, now looks like I'm freezing again. Let's see. Okay. So, I guess I need to get started before everything completely does not work. I am so sorry for the problems. I was here, ready, and my internet does not always agree with me. So, but that's just part of it. You just got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and Erica, and we will see how long this lasts. Knock on wood. I was definitely praying while we were having the issue. So. Okay, y'all. I know it's frustrating for y'all to watch. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Okay. So it's pretty ironic that what I'm talking about tonight is going live. And I'm having major problems going live. But that's usually how it works, right? I truly feel the Lord has a sense of humor. And He'll keep us honest. So we're going to try this. I'm going to get started. I hope y'all can hear me. So the title that... well, let me back up. Okay, so my name's Nicole Stinson. Most of y'all probably do not know who I am. I am sponsored. I'm personally sponsored by Dawn, who is sponsored by Rashawn, who is sponsored by Erica. So that is kind of how I connect to y'all. I joined Paparazzi February 28th of 2019. So I've not been with this company for 5 months. In those 5 months, however, I have hit Life of the Party Bronze. I hit that about June 10th. and I am a director. I have a team of 7 under me. We are Team Gunmetal and Glitter. And let's see, what else do y'all need to know? And what's ironic is most of my success has been from going live, which you would not believe it tonight based on this. I have been truly blessed with this. So let me start. Okay, so that's kind of just my journey in a nutshell. I haven't been doing this very long, but when I started, I just submerged myself into as much training as I could. About the second week or so I was invited onto a team training of Lenicia's, and then I went back once I learned about her trainings, and I watched like every training she's done for the last 2 years. Yeah. Then I went and found Meaningful Mondays with Tyronic. And if y'all don't know who these people are I'm talking about, you need to go back and watch Wendy's training from last Sunday, which her internet worked the whole time, by the way, and see about getting plugged in. So then I found Tyronica, and she, on her Meaningful Mondays and just some of the random videos that she would post, I just took in as much as I could. Then Lenicia did a training on Life of the Party, and I saw some amazing hoops. And y'all, I keep these right here. These hoops right here are what made me decide to, number one, go live, because I wanted Life of the Party. These are Life of the Party hoops. And I keep these right here as kind of a way to keep focused on my goals and to keep focused on why I'm doing this. Well, one of the Life in the Party trainings talked about black diamond, and anyone that knows me knows I'm obsessed with the color black. Normally my nails are black, and they will be black tomorrow, but I have to redo my nails every Tuesday and Thursday because I have horrible nails, and so I try to save and do that as close to time as I can. And so I knew I wanted black diamonds, so I searched for all of the black diamonds and the ones that had training videos on YouTube, and I watched all of them. And by the time I was done, it had not even hit the end of March. I knew I was going live, even though I swore I would never go live. 2 things I said I would never do with paparazzi: I would never go live, and I would never lead a team. And what am I doing? I literally go live twice a week, and I have a team. And the reason I didn't really want a team wasn't because of leading a team. I lead a team at work. I've always kind of had led teams, but it was more of, I didn't like how other direct sales companies want you to they want you to recruit 3 people, and then if each of them recruit 3 people in their first 30 days, and then each of them recruit 3 people within 30 days, you get like a couple $1,000s. I didn't like that, and I didn't like how that was all it was to it. I just wanted to sell the jewelry. So through watching all of those videos and listening to them, I developed my own little system for going live. And I'm going to kind of walk through that tonight. So my plan for tonight is to talk about don't just go live, get live. And then I'm going to give a few tips that I have. And then I kind of want to walk you through my setup and see how I have things. Now, my office is still a little bit of a hot mess. But before you say that you don't have time to go live, just a little bit more about me. So I have a full-time job. I am the director of the public library here. I have 10 employees, I guess 11 if you count one of our part-time subs. That in itself is a full-time job, just managing the 10 schedules, the 10 people, the different attitudes, the different everything. I have 2 kids. I have a 5-year-old boy and an 8-month-old boy that take a lot of time. I'm married. I'm active in my church. I have another side business that is a printing business. It is a actual business. And so that I've always had a side hustle. So paparazzi, when I saw it, was just, it's easy if you're used to hustling. And going live, it's not always easy. It's not usually easy, but it is a great way to make some forward movement. So, so don't just go live, but get live in order to make a living. So if you want to be successful with your lives, you need to do 4 things, LIVE. you need to love. You either need to love this company or love making money, because going live is not easy, especially when you are consistent. Consistency is key, and you will hear me say that over and over and over again. I knew once I started going live, that was it. Once I set that date in stone, that's it. I go live every Thursday from 8 p.m. Well, really, it used to be 8 p.m. till about 11:30 or midnight. I'm able to kind of redo my system, and now I can do it a little bit easier. That's right. That is true. If you're used to hustling, it is easy. And when Tyronica said that, it just was like a light bulb went off, because she was the first person I've ever heard say it. She might not be the first person to say it, but yeah, I have hustled my entire life. I can remember in middle school having side hustles. And so this is just on a platter. But yeah, you need to love this company and this jewelry, because the energy that you portray during your lives is what your customers are going to feed on. And so if you don't love this jewelry, if you don't love this company, and you don't actually feel that connection, then you better love money. Because when you've had a rough day and your kids didn't let you get but 30 minutes of sleep at the night before, literally, and you have a scheduled live, you better go live, and you better remember your goals, and you better remember how much you love this company, you better remember how much you love this jewelry, and you better remember that you want to make money. Okay, so that's the L. The I is invest. You will need to make an investment in order to be successful. You need to invest, your money. You've got to buy the starter kit. But that $99 starter kit is just a preview pack, right? You need to invest the money into the inventory. You need to invest time. My setup takes time, and I don't have much free time. For me, time is money, but I'm willing to invest time, energy, money, and make sacrifices in order for my dreams. I sacrifice time away from my family, away from my husband, all sorts of stuff in order to try to be successful with this company. And I don't like the word try. Try is to fail on purpose. I'm not trying to be successful. I am going to be successful. And I'm determined enough to make it happen. Okay, this is kind of one of my favorite kind of quotes, and it's kind of ironic that he is actually going to be at One Life this year, and it is killing me that I can't be there. But do you want your goals and dreams bad enough to sacrifice what you want in this moment for what you want to be? So I'm willing to sacrifice time away from my babies right now. I'm willing to sacrifice sleep in order to get my board set up. I'm willing to make that sacrifice in order to get where I want to be, because I have a vision. I see it. And sacrifices are going to be what it takes. And that's on anything. If you're going to be successful in anything, you have got to sacrifice. The V in live is for volume. If you don't have it, you can't sell it. When I have a consultant sign up, I make sure they understand, if you're going with a $99 kit with 35 pieces, you pack. That is going to give you an idea of the different jewelry that we have. And that's it. You need to be willing. All right, am I back? Okay. So I've had consultants that have actually been upset and messaged me angry that I was selling a lot of jewelry, and they don't understand it. And I watch their live, and they show 15 pieces, and that's mainly all the jewelry they have. You can't sell it if you don't have it. One great example is this past Thursday night. I go live 2 nights a week. When I started my first month of March, I did not go live a single time because I was not going live. I wasn't. So in April, I decided to start going live, and I started going live every Thursday. I went live every Thursday from 8 to 11:30. Well, actually, when I first started, it was only going to be about 30 minutes to an hour. And as my customers grew, my time grew. So now, so then it got to be about 11:30. Sometimes we go to midnight, because I say, if you're up shopping, I'll be up all night. Doesn't matter. So April and May, I did one night a week. I did Thursday nights. And in June, I knew June was a slow month. I used to have a brick and mortar gift shop. I knew that June would be slow. I knew it. So, and I knew July would be slow because people are spending their money on vacation, and they're spending their money at the beach, and they're spending their money getting ready for school to start and buying school supplies. So I knew that I needed to have another way just to balance, just to keep what I had. So I started going live on Tuesdays. And I had some customers that are people that shopped on my VIP group, but they said, I can't, 8 to 11 does not work for me. So I added another time on Tuesdays from 6 to 8:30. So now, the whole month of June, and so far through July, I have gone live every Tuesday night from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And the only time I've cut it short was when I had to order Fashion Fix. That was the only night I've cut it short. And it's just that consistency. So this last Thursday, I sold 120 pieces. Actually, 121 pieces. I sold 121 pieces in my Thursday night live. Now, I only sell about 50 to 60% of what I show. So in order to sell 121 pieces, I actually showed close to 200 pieces. It was close to 200 pieces that I showed. I buy 40 to 60 pieces a day, Monday through Friday. So, just depends on how the money is. Because I only spend paparazzi money to pay for paparazzi. My personal money does not pay for paparazzi. So if I have a banging week the week before, then I can buy more. If sales are just okay, then I can't. So are y'all still on? Can y'all still hear me? Not seeing any comments, not seeing anything. So I'm going to keep talking and pretend you can hear me. But yeah, I've had consultants angry that I've sold a lot. Well, if I'm showing 200 pieces a night, you know, I'm showing it. So, you know, granted, you have to have the customers there to buy it, but you have to have a lot to show. They're not going to buy everything. You can't show 50 pieces and expect all 50 to sell. You can't, and you have to know that going into it. Now, I recycle pieces. As I get new pieces coming in, I'm looking through my old inventory and I'm making sets. And so a lot of the times when I buy things, I'm not buying things to sell today. No, I'm buying things for later. Because, you know, if you're in my area, red and blue, right? Those are two hot colors, red and gray, orange and blue. Also, we have local schools that are purple and gold and maroon and gray. And so those colors, when they drop now, you best believe I'm stocking up. I might show them once now, but those are going in my buckets for later, because I know come football season, all them football mamas are going to want jewelry that matches the team. They're not thinking about that right now, because right now they're thinking about school supplies, and they're thinking about finishing up the last few weeks of summer vacation. They're thinking about band camp. They're thinking about football camp. They're not thinking about Friday nights, or Saturdays for college football. So I have been shopping from the beginning, preparing for football season. So I'm okay if I don't sell it right now, and I'm okay if pieces don't sell, because I know there will be a piece later that comes out that will fit that. So volume, you can't sell what you don't have. And I cannot stress that enough. Because your customers, you can mix in some of your old, but you have to have some new. Your old jewelry is new to your new customers, but you still need some newer stuff to show to your old customers. And that's the biggest thing. And the E in live is execute. You can watch all the trainings. You can listen to all the Eric Thomas, all the Les Brown. You can listen to all the trainings you want. You can go and do like I do. And during my day, training videos on paparazzi training videos from the Black Diamonds, Lisa Abercrombie, Andrea Hutchison, trying to think of who all, Marissa, all the ones that have YouTube channels. Danielle Baker, oh my gosh, she has accomplished so much in like a year. Those people that are succeeding, I want to know what they're doing, because obviously they're doing something right. And so I listen to that in the background while I work. Now, it might take me 8-hour day to listen to sometimes a 2-hour training, but you can bet your money I'm listening to it and I'm re-listening to it when I have to leave to go run up front, or if the phone rings, or if I'm involved in something else. So having that paparazzi is always close by. Even if I'm not working paparazzi, I'm working paparazzi. But you can listen to all that all day. But if you're not actually going to execute, if you're not going to take what you learn and do something with it, being plugged in is vital to this business. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you did not listen to Wendy's training last Sunday, you need to. You need to listen to it, because she talks about being plugged in. If you don't know who Mama Frank is, that's a problem. If you don't know who Erica Cole is, that's a problem. If you don't know who Lanicia is, that's a problem. And I know I'm probably saying her name wrong. You need to be plugged in, and you need to learn, because I have been a part of about 4 other direct sales companies, and not one company that I've been a part of has the training, has the sisterhood, has the support that this one does. So seriously, I mean, if you do not succeed with paparazzi, it's because either 1, you're not taking advantage of the resources out there. 2, you're not doing the work that it takes on your part. You're not. And you might not want to stay up all night organizing, or stay up all night resetting your board, or, work all day and then come and do stand up. I stand up for all of my lives. Stand up for a 4-hour live. Coffee. Seriously, if I didn't have coffee, I would not make it. But I'm doing all that now because by next year, when I'm vested into the retirement system of Alabama, you have to work for 10 years for the state to be vested into the retirement system. Listen to me now. By the time I'm vested in the retirement system of Alabama, I will make twice with paparazzi than I make at that library. And you can mark that now. So I'm doing everything I can now so that maybe next summer I can be home with my babies and still work my business. So it's important to know where you want to go, make a roadmap to get there, but not just you can plan all day. And I'm a huge believer in planner. My master's degree is in planning. I'm a planner like you wouldn't believe. If you are failing to plan, is planning to fail. But even the best laid plans are not going to do anything. You have to get up and do the work. So a few very important tips that have made all the difference in my lives and in my life, my business, are I plan my life around my lives. I do not plan my lives around my life. Last week, for example, the week before and last week, my husband was in Guatemala for 8 days. I had 3 lives while he was gone. Right now, when I'm doing a live, and a lot of times, especially Thursday nights because it's late, when I'm doing lives, he's watching the kids. He's getting the kids to bed. My 8-month-old's riding, so he thinks he's got to be held most of the time. So he's in there with them. He's taking care of the kids. I didn't have him for 8 days. And I know not everyone's blessed with a support system at home. And I'm sure there are times he thinks I'm insane for having all these pink and white boxes going in here. But he sees that I'm not just stacking them up. He sees that this jewelry is coming in and this jewelry is going out. And that's important. Now, I reinvested all of my profits for the first about 3 months. And that was my plan going in, because I've ran businesses before. I've had a brick and mortar store before, and I knew what it took. But now that I've built to where I can, I'm not reinvesting absolutely everything. So I do have babysitters that come and watch my kids during my lives. I have friends that come and help. You have to reinvest. I added up, y'all. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to kind of put it in perspective. I paid for my very first order. My first order was February 28th of 2019 for my starter kit. And I remember talking to Dawn that day, and Dawn was like, yeah, you'll buy your kit, you've got to have 25 pieces active a month, every month. You need to buy 25 pieces a month. I'm like, wait, so you mean to tell me that it's the 28th of the month and I'm going to buy the $300 starter kit? And then tomorrow I got to turn around and buy 25 pieces? Have you lost your mind? But I went ahead and did it. And do you know that afternoon when 2 o'clock new releases hit, because it's 2 o'clock our time, I placed another order after my crazy self thought that 25 pieces was too much to buy a month. If you're only buying 25 pieces a month, you are only giving yourself the opportunity to make, $57 a month. No. Not happening here. So, but anyway, so I reinvested everything up until, my plan was up until now. I looked at how much I have spent on paparazzi. Okay, back up. So my first order, I paid for myself. That second order, that same day, I paid for myself. Okay. Then there was one order. I was actually at the beach, and I was on vacation. And y'all, when I went on vacation, my mom thought I wasn't going to come down there for vacation because, of my life. I'm like, my tripod's coming with me, my ring light's coming with me, and a bag of jewelry came with me. And do you know, up until that point, that was, I sold 92 pieces at the beach. So, I plan my life around my lives. My lives are not a secondary thing that happen when I have time. It's not going to happen. So while I was at the beach, there were some hot pieces that dropped, and I didn't have enough money because I have a separate account for all of this. I actually run this completely as a business. So if you see me on any of the director or any of the recognition things, it shows Nicole Stinson DBA NDS Printing and Design, because that's my actual business. I actually pay my own sales tax. I collect my own sales tax. I pay my own sales tax. And so if there's anyone that has questions about doing it that way, I'm not a tax professional, but I'd be more than happy to explain how that works and how I do that. So there have been 3 orders that I placed with my own money out of the $10,997 that I have spent on paparazzi since February 28th of 2019. Because you can go in your back office and you can see under orders your total that you've spent on orders and your total of orders that has been spent through retail. $10,997. And only the money I'm using other than those 3 orders is paparazzi to pay for paparazzi. So I didn't join this to sit around. I came in with a plan. I adapted my plan because I was not going to go live, but I'm so glad I did. So I want to kind of show y'all my system. And I don't know how I'm going to do this with a tripod and everything. If you do not have one of these macro lenses, I highly recommend it. Though I will tell you, it came with a piece on, and you got to twist it off. Yeah, don't join and sit around. And I was telling somebody today, one of the girls on my team, if you have jewelry, and this, all the women in my life, paparazzi sisters, say this: if you have jewelry, you have money. If you can't afford to put gas in your car, if you've got jewelry, you've got money, right? All you've got to do is go out there and open your mouth and sell it. And so, wow, I'm getting all over the place. But you need to be consistent. I forgot, I've said that earlier. You have got to be consistent. Your customers need to know to depend on you as if they're watching a television show. My customers know come Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, I'm going to be on. Come Thursday night at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be on. And you need to, and one mistake a lot of consultants make is they don't go live long enough. It's one thing when you're starting out and you don't have a ton of jewelry, go live. But you have got to, there's an ebb and flow. So this is the magnifier. Okay, it's a macro lens. I had one, this one. Well, nope, let's see. Is this the one that I am using now? I think this is the one I'm using now. It came with this attached to it. And I could not figure out why my pictures didn't look good. But I had to unscrew this. This came on it. I had to unscrew it. And I will post the link to this one. Now, there are good ones, there are cheap ones. I did my due diligence. This is a pretty good one. Let me find a ring and show you. This is what this does. So you put the magnifier on and you're blurry. But when you hold the ring close up and you leave it there to focus a second, you can see the detail, you can see the sparkle, you can see the design, you can see any flaws in your skin, you can see all of that. So this right here is why my nails are done on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Monday night and Wednesday nights. So really, really important. I tried one. I didn't like it as well. That one I love. And I want to say I looked it up today. It's like $30. Well worth it. Well worth it. If you need a tripod and don't have a tripod, I have a nice tripod with a ring light and you can actually see it in my glasses. You don't need one like that necessarily, but you do need a tripod. And there was one that I ordered today for someone that was $6.78 on Amazon. If you've got Prime, that's free 2-day shipping. Her tripod will be here Wednesday for $7. So you have got, this thing is amazing. And I'm going to post, I'm going to go back and I'll edit the description of this because, you know, it's kind of a lot going on. But, yeah, I'll edit the description with the links of anything I talk about that y'all want. So that's going to be the magnifier. The system that I use for my lives are just plain white manila envelopes. Now, I know I say manila, but I like the white was cheaper. That's why I went with the white. A lot of the people that I saw, they use baskets, and I bought baskets. But keeping them in order, I knew if I only had like 20 customers, that wouldn't be a problem. But my plan was to have more than 20 customers. So what I do is I take this folder, and if they're a new customer, and this is a 9x12, I wish I would have bought a 10x13. It is what it is. But this is a 9x12, and I label it with the customer's name, first name based on how it is on Facebook. First name by how it is on Facebook. So this bucket here are my customers. This is my customers. I buy, I'm trying to see where my box is. I buy these, a pack of 100. I can't remember how much they are, but not that expensive, and I reuse them. A couple of my customers I actually have 2 for, because I know they're going to shop on Tuesday and I know they're going to shop on Thursday. So, but I just keep them in alphabetical order here. As they buy something, I pull it, put it in their envelope. Most of my customers, I ship a few orders. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 a week. It's not a whole lot. Dawn, this was the magnifier. This is the magnifier. The envelope system, I learned that from Lisa Abercrombie. And y'all, if you need training videos, she does training videos for everything. She breaks down with Starburst how to do director. And I mean, like, it is just amazing. So the envelope system is fantastic. And I just buy the Amazon Basics because I have Prime. So I just buy the Amazon Basics brand. You can get these at Walmart. But I buy them by a box of 100 and I'm on my second box. And then I just reuse them. And I keep them stacked up here, keep a Sharpie handy, and I write it by their Facebook name, alphabetical order by first name. Another thing I do, okay, so let me see. I keep this behind me as just more decoration. My plan is to have that for Blockbusters. Is to always have that for Blockbusters. Let's see. Okay, so this right here is my board. And this is just pegboard on a garment rack. So this is one of the $14 2-tiered garment racks from Walmart. And I actually got one at my rinky-dink Walmart. This is shower curtain hooks. Blingy shower curtain hooks. And then pegboard painted black. These are the pegs from our kit. And what I do to prep for my lives is, because at first I did a bag system. And I learned this from Heidi Baum, Lisa Abercrombie. They all use a bag system. And basically you have all of your multiples in a bag. And you have one kind of opened especially like for necklaces, you keep it in the inner bag. But this is, well, that's not correct. But what was happening is I was having to take the time to take it out of the bag, show it, and then put it back in the bag before I put it in the Ziploc bag. And that just, the time. And time is money. Because if I can show 150 pieces in 3 hours, or if I can show 200 pieces in 3 hours, statistically, I'm going to make more money showing 200 pieces than I am 150 pieces. So time is money. I've got to be as efficient as possible. So this is my new system. I keep this top blank. And this is, my board is set for Tuesday. I still have sets to match, but I reset my board on Saturday or Sunday afternoons for my Tuesday night show, and then I reset it Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, for my Thursday night show. So I've been known after the 4th of July when offices were closed, yeah, I had like 3 boxes come in on Thursday for my Thursday show. That was not very pretty. But I had a friend come over. She helped me sort it. It was all good. So my system is I have these little drapery hooks. I actually bought these at a yard sale. But let me show you what the package looks like. These actually came from Dirt Cheap, but I bought them from a yard sale. They're just decorative drapery clip rings. Okay? This is what I use. So if I only have one of something, I take one of these and I clip the bag to it. Now, when I started, I did not keep the bag with a name on it because who needs the name? Well, now my plan is before the end of September, even though I'm kind of on track to do it by the end of August, if I can keep the same momentum up, I'm going to have my own Shopify website with all of my existing inventory because I want that up before the October Christmas shopping starts. So now I'm saving all of these. If I don't necessarily give that outer bag to the customer, but I want that because all I need to do once I enter the SKU into Shopify is I can just do a barcode scan with a barcode scanner and bam. I update the quantity and I'm good to go. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So if a bag is hanging, that's how I know that's my last one. So with this one, I only have one, so I have it up here. This bracelet, I have more than one. And that bracelet matches. So, in my very first, okay, so let's see. This here, one of these filing crates, you can get them right now. We have these laying around our house. I have no idea why. We use them to carry 2 liters back and forth to like church events and family reunions. So I don't know why we have so many of them, but we have several laying around our house. You can probably use paparazzi boxes, but I used what I had. And then I have these hanging filing folders. Okay? So in the very first filing folder is my Ziploc bag that has the extra bracelets and the bag that goes to that bracelet. So when I sell this bracelet that's in this bag, while I'm talking, while they're shopping, and I go ahead and put the one that sells into the envelope system, and I take that bag, I take a clip, and I take a random number, and I clip the bag and the random number, and I hang it up right there on the outside. Then I move on. So this next piece down here, I have 10 of these. So I show it, I pull from the bag in the second folder. So I go down the rows. And after I show it, I hang my numbers up. My bottom row is what I do for my one and dones type thing. Because if I have internet problems, or if it takes longer to show, because I might have 10 to 20 of one of these, so it takes longer to go through that piece if they're selling, and I don't get to my bottom row, those are singles. My money's up top. It's pretty rare for me to actually have a single up top, period. At least at the start of the show. So I have that up. One tip that I have got to tell you, and I can't believe people do it. Wear jewelry when you're doing a live, and wear jewelry you have. the jewelry that I had, now right now I don't have these, but if I'm wearing jewelry on a live, you best believe I have it right here within arm's reach to sell it. Okay? Good, yay! Hopefully it's worth all the pain that we went through. I bought, let me show you this. When I started going live, I actually went through and bought numbers from Etsy. You know, it was like $4 for a file of 1,000 numbers. And I had a numbering system, and every piece had a number. And let me tell you, once I hit 1,000 pieces, that was too much. And so I couldn't keep track of what sold, what didn't sell, what numbers were available, what numbers weren't available. And it took forever to cut and print and all that with those. So these are in our back office right now. They're $12. It's 1 through 100. Best money you will spend. It has forward and backwards. If you have an iPhone, you can actually flip your camera to be correct. If you don't have an iPhone, you can use the backside so that it mirrors the number. So highly recommend these numbers. I just keep these in a Dollar Tree basket right here, and I randomly pick one. I do not do numbers in numerical order. Here is why. Because I don't want someone, most of my customers, and I do the same thing too, when I'm watching a live, I keep sold typed in the bar. And then as soon as they show the number of something I want, I type that number and hit enter. Well, it's not fair to someone to just go, if they know that I just did number 2, and they've seen that I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they see this next piece and they like it, they're going to go ahead and say number 6. I don't like that. So I randomly pick my numbers, and I make sure everyone knows my numbers aren't going to mean anything by the next day. So if they replay shop, they need to take a screenshot, because these numbers get reset every couple of days, especially on Tuesdays. All right, so I go through this whole list. Now, I keep Dollar Tree baskets. I keep my earrings and my bracelets separated. And when I show an earring, so let's say I show this earring, I still have one available. That's what goes on the top rack. If there is no bag on the clip with the number, then I know I have more available. And there's a reason that I put the number on the outside of the item. And I'll show that in a minute. So every piece I show, if I have another one of it, is going to be hung somewhere on this board. Because the biggest thing that I found, and I used to do a speed recap at the end, and then when I did just the bag system, I couldn't do a speed recap. I started back doing the speed recap. Y'all, my sales, I probably sometimes do 10 to 30 items just in my speed recap. Because on shows, most people aren't going to just sit there and watch your show for 1 to 2 to 3 or 4 hours. There's an ebb and flow that happens. My average, and y'all, you can go on to your insights on Facebook, and you can see how many unique people watched your video, what the average viewing time was, how many people watched your video for 1 second or less, how many watched it for 3 seconds or less, how many people watched it and returned to it. And so I can see that while I might have only had 40 viewers, kind of average in a video, that 128 different people viewed that video. And so that's helpful. And it helps you too if you're, and it shows you the time peaks, and it shows you all of that. And it's free with Facebook. So use it. And so I saw that there was this ebb and flow, and towards the end, when people know I'm wrapping up, they're going to come back to see what they missed and to see if it's still in stock. Or you have people who, they're on a budget. They know I'm not spending more than $20. Well, if they only saw 2 items, if there was an item they kind of liked, but they didn't just love and have to have it, well, by the end of the night, if it's still available, they want it if they haven't met their max. So they'll get it when you show it on the speed recap. So this, by having a space for everything, and I keep extra hooks handy. These peg hooks, they're $3.50 in our back office, and it's about the same price as Amazon. So I just support Paparazzi and buy our own, and it works perfect. And I keep these handy so that as things sell out, I can kind of readjust. So this is what I do. Now, once I show at the end of the night, when I go back for my recap. It's a lot of items. Things happen fast. And so how I remember if I've shown an item in the recap is if it is the numbers on the outside, I've not shown it. So when I go for my speed recap, and I love these hooks because I can just hook it on my finger and show it. Okay? You always need to give it time for the camera to zoom and adjust. So I show it, and then I put the number last. And I put the item in front of it. And that's how I know that I've shown it. And if the bag's in the back, I know that's the only one I have. And so that's just my system. I keep the bags of things that are hung up, I keep them on my desk, or I have a box that is literally just a taped up paparazzi box that I throw my items in. Well, not throw. Gently put them down. And my envelopes, they're in the Dollar Tree boxes, baskets as well. Let's see. Ironically, I do not like the color pink. I'm not a girly girl. My favorite color is black. My poor son thinks black's a girl color. But I now have pink all around me. And I make the joke that when I see pink, I see green. And so, you know what? I'm going to be rocking some pink because when I see pink, I see green. Another thing I like doing is for my singles, I love my earring binder. I do set up once a month at a vending. And I will literally take, you can't see, hang on. Okay, so yeah, right? But pink is green. So I'll take that to my vending event. What I also do with this is in two separate pieces because this is a 2-tiered garment rack. I will set this up and I will wrap it with the cheapest saran wrap. I get to the space, I cut the saran wrap off, and it's not hurting my feelings because I didn't pay but like $1.25 for it. And I sell at the end of the day. I saran wrap it, bring it back, and set it up, and it's super easy. This also is handy for the vending events, but this is also great when somebody's like, hey, do you have any yellow earrings? Well, I have my yellow earring bucket, but most of my singles I like having here. Because also, if I just need some time filler, if I fly through my pieces, or I have less than I normally do, I'll use this as filler. So this is another good thing. I love my earring binder. It's easy to transport, and I keep the price list on back with tax. So people that are not good at math, I recommend going on Pinterest and printing this off. I didn't make that. Let's see. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. I want y'all to see. Now, my office is a hot mess. But this right here is my system. I have my buckets that are separated. What I am doing for my website, and I will type that probably because I'm OCD, but using the system that Paparazzi has on their labels. This is purple bracelet box 1. In each box, this is my old stuff. In each box, I have an index card. And this index card tells me what box it came out of. It tells me the name, and it tells me the Paparazzi SKU. Because when I have my website, if this is listed on my website, and I pull it, because that bracelet would make a set with something I'm showing, I know what box I got it out of if it didn't sell. Because that was my biggest fears. If I start a website, how am I going to know where that piece is to be able to find it if I sell it? I needed to know. So I have a spreadsheet with all of these numbers in it. And I'm going through that. And that spreadsheet will be how I pull stock photos. But I needed to know if I pulled a bracelet, how did I know which bracelet it was on the website? And how did I know where to put it back at? So, love it. Now, those that say they don't have time, keep in mind, I work full time, and it's not just a clock in, clock out, 8 to 5, easy job. I'm the director of the public library. I have night meetings. I have early meetings. I travel. It's a lot. My job is pretty stressful. It's not just easy peasy. And I have 2 small kids that do not like sleep. And I'm married, and I have a printing business. So if I can do this, I can do this. Y'all can too. I have a shipping center set up. See if you can see that. I like to wrap a couple of pieces in pink tissue paper, and then I use black bubble mailers. And then inside the black bubble mailers, I will use our paparazzi bubble wrap. And y'all see my hot mess up here. I do vinyl cutting, and I got a Cricut, and I have a big vinyl cutter. I have all that stuff. I'm trying to see what else y'all would need to know. Let me see. Okay, so y'all, what questions do y'all have? What questions do y'all have? Let's see if I can get this back straight. Okay. Yeah, what questions do y'all have? Because I've talked a lot. I've kind of ran through a lot of stuff. I hope that some of the information was worth all of the 20, 30 minutes we had going back and forth. But thank y'all. Thank y'all. I work really hard on this, and I'm lucky that I actually had a home office. And this, y'all, if y'all had seen my office, I have pictures of them. One day I might actually post them of what this office looked like. My all of my jewelry was on my dining room table. I have a 4 foot by 8 foot dining room table, and that's where all my jewelry was. And my husband was just like, you could clean up your office, because I have a 36-inch, like a 3 foot vinyl cutter that I do for like big signs. I do it for like decals for like 18-wheelers and stuff, and so that took up a lot of space, and I moved that to put my my garment rack pegboard. Let me tell you what. So I have some friends that help me out with this organizational system, and they love it because they get to see the jewelry firsthand. I didn't come up with all of this, but some of this I've never seen. And so I am in the process of coming up with a training video schedule for YouTube, because y'all, this business has changed my life. I joined to make an extra $275 a month for a surprise bill that popped up. And I had enough money to pay up until about June for that bill. So that's why I reinvested up until June with the sole goal of being able to keep $275 a month. That was it. I made over $200 profit my first month. Now I reinvested it, but I made $200 profit my first month. And I'm like, game on. Game on. My profit last month was over $1,500. So it's amazing, and it just takes that dedication. Let's see what else. There was one other thing I wanted to tell y'all, and I lost it. What was it? While I think about it, I've recently started doing, I would do like viewer games. Like if I got, when I first started, if I could get 25 viewers, I would give away a piece of jewelry. And basically it just a piece went into their bag. Like I didn't pick the piece, they picked the piece. I have Post-its, and I would write like 1 free piece, and whoever won, I dropped it in there. But then I found out that everyone that was shopping and for real wanted to win, they would have their husbands get on just to get to 25 viewers, or just to get to 35 viewers, or just to get to 50 viewers. And then as soon as we hit that number, all the husbands got off. And I'm like, we need a better system. So I do Family Feud. Every time I empty a bag that has more than one item in it, I say a question. And the first number one answer, they get a point. It's super easy. I keep a notebook. right here handy, I keep tally marks with how many questions they get right. And then at the end of the night, if you're still watching, whoever has the most points, they get, depends on how well I've sold. They'll get 1 to 3 pieces of jewelry. But you only get it if I have multiples of an item and that item sells out. So that's how I do that. I also have started doing where I just take a dot sticker, like those yard sale dots, the yard sale dot stickers from Dollar Tree, and I will randomly put that on one item. No idea. I randomly put it on one item. Usually it's one of them in my little filing cap, my filing thing here. And when that item sells, everybody that has shared up until that point gets entered into a drawing. So that helps people share, but sharing 50 times doesn't really account for much, because that's what a lot of people will do when you do share giveaways. They will literally share 40, 50 times. They will share illegally into buy, sell, trade groups, and you can't do that. And so that's not helping you. You'll get in Facebook jail. They'll get in Facebook jail, and it screws up your algorithm, because the more that is shared, they think it's like you're being spammed, and it just stops you from being on people's news feeds. So another thing I did to battle the algorithms, because the more you say share, the more you say like, the more you say all of those things, it kind of knocks you down on the algorithm. So in order to combat that, I have this sign that a friend made for me that I showed during the show. So I'm not saying share, I'm not saying invite, but it's there. And as far as I know, Facebook's not reading whatever just yet. So I have that. Ooh, I'm knocking over bracelets. What I was going to say earlier, and I completely forgot. So I follow Andrea Hutchison's recruitment strategies, and I don't have it right here with me. It's in my folder. It's in my thing ahead of me, in front of me. It's in my bag. But I have a notebook, and each page of that notebook is somebody that is a prospect that I think would do a bang up job selling paparazzi. And so, I go through and I went through my friends. I've gone through the 50 and 5. I've made the chicken list. I've done all of those things. By the way, if you're plugged in, what's the weekly challenge from the winner's circle this week? Just a side thing. I want y'all to tell me. So when I was doing all that, I was following that. I would go in and I was picking warm contacts, and I was keeping track of every time I talked to him, when I talked to him about the business, when I talked to him, I would send them like messages, and I wouldn't do just like a huge blanket message. I kind of took tips from the Cinderella challenge, and I would just send them a like, hey, I hope things are going well since you came back from basic training. I know your leg's trying to heal, so it's hard for you to work. Have you thought about selling paparazzi? And so I've tried to engage that. Do you know not one of the 7 on my team came from that? Not one. Do I still do it? Yep, I do. The biggest recruitment tool, and I've had people message me asking, how are you recruiting people so fast? The best recruitment tool is to sell the jewelry. Most of the people under me, I had never met or did not know very well before paparazzi. Some of them kind of used to shop sometimes in my store. We were not Facebook friends. We were not close. Most of my customers were not my friends when I started. Because your friends and family can only sustain you for so long. You need to go on past that. So the ones that I have recruited, I've not recruited them. They reach out to me. I make sure every single live that I'm real, that I say, look, this jewelry is fabulous. You know it's fabulous. If you think you can sell it, or you know someone that can, send them my way. Because you buy the jewelry for $275, you resell it for $5, and it's they're watching my views. They're seeing how much people are saying sold, 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 and I'm transparent. If anyone wants to ask how much profit I made last month, I will tell you. If anyone wants to ask how many items I sold last week, I will tell you. I keep let me go get my thing. Hang on. Also, don't do what I just did coming on your live. Don't do what I just did. Because if somebody pops on and they don't see you there, they're gone. So here is my recruitment notebook that I have. I have my flags, which are people that I'm actively talking to now. My flag at the bottom means that I need to follow up with them next month. So I move these flags around. When they absolutely tell me no, I fold it in half so that I know at some later point I'm going to come back to them. So this is my recruitment folder. You know, I don't really want y'all to see, but anybody's name. But here, let me just use a Post-it. You know, sent her a message on Messenger on 4/30/19. She was very interested, but can't right now. She's in the process of moving. So give her time to move and then say, hey, how did the move go? Be social on social media. Okay, so that's my recruitment notebook. Has it worked for me? No. Am I going to quit? No. Because one of the biggest leaders in paparazzi, this works for her. Eventually it'll work for me. This is my planner. This is a $4.97 planner from Walmart right now. In it, I have my sales, because I report my own sales tax. So I keep my sales pre-tax so that I can pay my own sales tax. I keep the number of items sold. I keep, can y'all see that? I keep up with how many items. This live I sold 37. This live I sold 87. This live I sold 70. Where am I at? Can't see. I have not written the 18ths on here yet. I keep up with my OV. I keep up with my PV. I keep up with it all. Right here. I keep my possible people who have reached out to me about recruitment is all kept in this $5 planner. But I've also heard some elites say that you recruit the kind of consultant that you are. So if you are pushing hard and you are selling it and your customers are seeing you go live twice a week, they're seeing you sell 200 pieces of jewelry a week, and they see that what you're doing into it, putting into it, then they're going to know that it's not going to be by the $99 kit and you're done. They're going to see that, look, you've got to go live. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And I'm straight up with my girls from the beginning, but I'm right there for them. I had one that didn't know how to do a group. And I'm like, she was like, you know, sorry, it might be a dumb question, but I don't know how to create a VIP group on Facebook. I'm like, that's not a dumb question, because if you have it, somebody else is going to have it. So I'm going to create a guide for all of my girls when they join, or guys, for it. I have a recruitment packet that I created, I adapted from different things online that I use when somebody's interested, that answers a bunch of the questions. When I have somebody from out of state or out of town reach out to me about it, I send them that packet, and I send them a piece of jewelry too. And not just an ugly hostess reward. I send them a piece. I creep their profile, and I look at what they like, and I send them that. So I have went way over time, but in my defense, my internet didn't work. So what I have never gone live on my personal page, and here's why. I want people to see me as a business. I have a VIP group that I started with. My first month, all I did was go live on my VIP group. I mean, not go live, post albums and stuff on my VIP group. When I decided to start going live, I created a business fan page, and I only go live from my business page because I want people to see that I'm a business. I go live from that, and I share to my personal page, and I share to my VIP group. And I use the Remind app and send out a text notification with the link to my live, so that the people that have signed up for my text alerts, they don't have to think, they don't have to worry about it. They click that link when they get my text alert, and it takes them straight to my live video. And your insights on Facebook will tell you that kind of stuff. It will tell you how many clicked you, how many watched you, just that they found you organically on their profile. I have actually paid for boosted events and stuff before. And of course, when I did that, my internet went crazy and I had to restart 5 different times. And I can remember the night I restarted 5 different times, I almost didn't go back. And I think I sold 67 pieces that night. And I almost quit. Not quit that night. I almost didn't go live that night. So, what other questions do y'all have? Because going live, I heard an elite say this. Going live consistently is not the easiest way to make money with paparazzi, but it can be the quickest if you're consistent. My customers know that at 8 o'clock, they can be snuggled up in their bed. Some of the husbands have told me, I know that at Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm not talking to my wife. You've got my wife's attention. They tell me that. And so a lot of times I will say hey to the husbands because I know they laying in bed watching TV while their wife's watching me. I know it. So, thank you, Lena Ann. I know that not everyone has had to hustle as hard as I have, and not everyone is as nerdy as I am, because I'm a huge nerd. Huge. And so I love learning, and I'm not afraid to just learn as much as I can and to take as much information from different places. I'm not afraid to adapt to my system. This system was not what I used when I started, but it has definitely been the most successful. Definitely. I'm able to show more jewelry in a shorter amount of time, and then go back and do that speed recap. Y'all, if you can do a speed recap at the end, it will change your business, I promise. Go be live consistent. Now, if you don't want to go live, you still need to be consistent. If you're going to post pictures in your VIP group, start an album Wednesday or whatever, and every Wednesday you're posting an album, or you're posting Wall Drop Wednesday or something like that, so your customers can know to expect to visit you for that at certain times. One thing I recommend to all of my girls is to go onto the website, find an item that's still available, and I don't have my other phone with me. On Facebook, on our website, it has where you can share the Facebook link of an item. And so you can say, oh my gosh, look at this amazing piece. Can you look at these amazing earrings? They're still in the back office. Or no, don't say back office. That's our word. They're still on our website available, but you need to act quick. And then share the link to these earrings. Share a picture on the website and share that. That is one thing I wish I did more. Two things that I regret that I do not do more is post pictures from the website to push website sales. And then the other thing I wish I did is I wish I would post my live leftover albums. When I do, I sell things. I sell, usually 10 to 20 things. But I don't have time to consistently do that. I have a notebook, and in my notebook, let me see if this one has it. I will write down the names and the quantities of everything that did not sell. And a lot of times I will take that box and do it in the living room while I'm watching my kids, or while I'm snuggling or doing whatever. Y'all, I work all the time, as most of y'all probably do. Because it is 10:36 here in Alabama, and I have 6 people watching this. So you can't tell me y'all aren't willing to work all the time. And so I'll go through that, and I'll look up those pictures on the app while I'm just sitting there with my kids, and I'll try to get them posted, but I just cannot be consistent because my schedule is so crazy. Another thing I wish I did more of was lunchtime lives. I've never done a lunchtime live. I have always wanted to do a lunchtime live on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a 10 to 15 minute live, and my schedule doesn't allow it. I can't. I can't. I've tried. People need something notarized. I've got angry patrons that are upset about this, or so I just haven't been able to get that. So to me, the lunchtime live is a market that is not being tapped. Another thing about being consistent, and I posted this in I think Dawn's group. The 4th of July, I went live. I had 3 new customers, one from Illinois, one from North Carolina, one from Texas. Why? Because I hashtagged Paparazzi Live. I hashtagged all of those. The $5 jewelry and all of these things. And so if their normal person was not available, they stumble upon me. I've had people find me from Peru, which we don't sell to Peru, but and I've had people pop in from all over the country just from the hashtags. So hashtags are important in your description. What I do is I keep the notes on my phone. I keep my description typed up, and I just literally copy and paste it over. So trying to think. I also had a lot of people when my husband was in Guatemala. They're like, he came back during my live. He was scheduled to come back Tuesday night between 7 and 8. And everyone from his mama to my best friends were like, you're not going live, are you? Cody's going to be coming home. I'm like, I'm going live. I have to go live. So my customers knew he was coming home. They knew that if I disappeared for a second, I was going to be to give him a hug. And I brought him on camera. And when that happened, that initiated my speed recap. But I'm sure I made some people mad going live the night he came home. But this is a job. I see this. My husband, he works for the state, and he does highway construction. He works overtime. This is my version of overtime. You can see right now that I have glare on my glasses. The best thing is to turn the ring light down, and sometimes it doesn't show jewelry. I have a ring light. I have fluorescent lights up there. I have a fluorescent light across from me. I have another one right on top of my computer, and so it's a struggle. Sometimes I wear contacts, but sometimes I ain't got time. I don't have time. Like tonight, we rolled in at I think 7:45 from church, and had to get boys bathed and supper and ready for bed, and yeah. So life is tough, and life will try to get in the way of your lives, but don't let it. Don't let it. If my husband can commit to working overtime for somebody else, that's how I view my lives. If I'm going to have a babysitter for work when I go work for somebody else, yeah, I'm going to pay a babysitter to come watch my kids. Because that's how serious I take this. And I think my customers know that. And I'm really transparent with my customers. I've cried before talking about how much this business has changed my life. It wasn't fake. It's real. So, I wish I had an answer about the reflection. The best thing I do have is when I turn my ring light off, look, you can still see my computer screen. Can y'all see it? Because I have a computer monitor here that I do all of my printing and stuff on, and I like to have that up so that I can tell if I'm how bad the lag is, because I can see when that piece is shown, so I can see how quickly to move on. So I keep that one up so I can see the lag, and so I can see if I get fuzzy. So, do y'all have any more questions? I hope this has been worth the trouble that I've been tonight. And hopefully you were able to get something from it. I was going to just record. I was just going to download this training for my YouTube. But yeah, that's not happened after all these technical difficulties. So I plan to start getting my training videos going, because I feel like other people's training videos have helped me and helped me create my own system. So I want to be able to help others do the same thing. So I guess I'm going to give it just a second to see if there's any more questions. Thank you, Dawn. Though you are kind of probably on some drugs right now, so that could have something to do with it. But it goes back to that L I talked about. You need to love this jewelry, and you need to love this company, or you need to love making money, because it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So, there are no more questions. Eric, is there anything I need to hit on that I haven't? Thank you, Wendy. You are awesome. Wendy set the bar way too high. I watched you last week, and I'm like, girl. But yeah, you've been doing this. I mean, I've not been doing this very long, but and so I knew that would probably be a a deterrent for some people to watch, because they're like, she's only been doing this a few months. She don't know what she's doing. But I'm dedicated. I have a system, and I work my system. So, thank you. All right, well, I'm done. So go get your drugs, Dawn. You rest up. Take care. If anybody has any questions, feel free to send me a friend request. Do send me a private message, and y'all go rock your business. Go rock it. There's plenty of money out there to be made. All of us have different stuff. Support one another, and do it. Girl, go live right now. Go live right now. Because I'm telling you, that 11 to midnight time on Thursday nights, I get so many people that's the first time they've popped on. Because that's when the kids are in bed, so. Oh, good. This is another reason I really wanted to do it. When she asked me about doing this training, I'm like, there's a lot of things I can talk about. Going live is one I feel very comfortable talking about, because I go live every week, twice a week. And y'all, next week is Vacation Bible School for my church, and it's from 5:30 to 8:30 at night. Guess who said they've got to have a sub to teach Tuesday nights, and guess who's leaving early Thursday nights? It's just part of it. It's just part of it. I want to work hard now so that I don't have to work this hard later. But I don't know, I'm a workaholic. I'll probably always work this hard. So yeah, if you're starting out and you have any questions, I will try to tonight if my baby will cooperate. Yeah, it's a lot easier to train on what you're comfortable with. Absolutely. But I'll try to post the links in the description of this video for the magnifier that I use. The tripod that I use, it's a tall tripod. I find it's more comfortable to stand when I go live because I move a lot. And so yeah. So thank y'all so much. Love you guys. Y'all are amazing. I'm very happy and blessed to be a part of this team. I look forward every Sunday night when my baby allows to listen to Erica's trainings. So here we go. Y'all have a good night. Have a blessed night. And I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.